right. Hello, Stardusters. How are you all doing today? All right. All right. Surrounded with little purple stars. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm reading the description. Thank you, that Crazy Beach Aries, for your donation, beloved. I appreciate you. All right. Shout out to that Crazy Beach Aries, Mr. Hotel, Claudette. Nessie X is in the house. Okay, so let's get ready for it. Okay. Everyone get those likes up. Jonah is here. I saw Desmond, Kathy B. Shout out to my moderators putting in work. Alice. Okay. With that all being said, let's go ahead and get it started. So we're going to be talking about self-worth, why self-worth matters and how to improve it. Okay, so let's get ready to get into it. Now, I pulled up this PowerPoint, or I did this PowerPoint. I'm going to pull it up in just a second so we can get into it. I hope everybody's having a great day thus far. Also, by the way, there's another premiere coming up at 4:30. Okay, for the non-members. Hey, Aeon, and for any of you who didn't see it last time. So I sent the links to your emails. In case you missed it, I sent the links for that video and this one to your emails. And so you may want to tune in at 4:30 to see that if you missed it or you just want to get a refresher. Okay, so that all being said, let's get into it. Likes up, everyone. Please be sure to like the video. All right. Hey, Samantha. Let me share my screen. Oh, you know what? Oh, my God. You all know what I just thought about. I wasn't able to share my screen earlier today. It literally just dawned on me. That something was going on, so I can't share my darn screen. Let me see what I can do to improvise here, beloveds. Let me see how I can improvise. Let me think. This is all so nefarious. Now, how are we going to do this? Let me see something real quick. I literally just thought about this. Now, I can still tell you the information on the PowerPoint, but you all are not going to be able to see it, sadly. Not going to be able to see it. Let me try to see if I can share it. Nope, because it's showing that I'm sharing it, but you can't see it on the screen. Hold on. You know what? Let me try something they told me to do once before when I had a similar issue. Let me do a hard reset. Hold on. Okay. Now let me see if I can do it. Let me see if it works now. Still not working. Miss Hotel said they show no love for the queen. Stay hating. I know, right? Let me try one more thing, beloveds. I hate to be unprepared. I feel so unprepared because I totally forgot about this. Let me see here. Control key plus F5. Let me try this again. Hold on. Let's see if this is going to work. Okay. Let's give it another shot. Okay, so that's not working. Let me send them a quick message and then we'll just move on with it. Okay. Jonah said, that's okay. We can listen. I know that's right, beloved. Thank you for your kindness and your consideration. All right. And so let's just go ahead and talk about it. Okay. So why self-worth matters and how to improve it. So what is self-worth? Well, self worth is the internal sense of being good enough and worthy of love and belonging to others. Now, or I'm sorry, worthy of love and belonging from others. That you're worthy of people giving and extending love to you and admiration. Okay. Now, self worth is often confused with self esteem. Those are two different things. Okay. Self esteem relies on external factors such as successes and achievements to define worth and can often be inconsistent, leading to a person to struggle with feeling worthy. Now, a positive self-image, including a strong belief in one's own abilities, can be a crucial element of mental health, potentially helping us be kinder to ourselves, develop greater confidence, and to be more receptive to love. By using affirmations, doing what we love, and finding the good in yourself, working with, and just doing things that make you feel fulfilled, living your truth. Those things can help to build a positive self image and help you with your self worth. Now, according to the American Psychological Association, self worth can also be defined as an individual's evaluation of him or herself as a valuable, capable human being deserving of respect and consideration and success. And, some people struggle with this because here's the thing, some people struggle with self worth because they simply spend too much time worrying about what other people think. That's what many people do. And some people value themselves based on how other people view and see them. Now, that's not good because, of course, we want other people to think highly of us, to appreciate us, to be grateful for the things that we do for them and so on and so forth. But at the end of the day, it's never a good idea to bank your own criticisms of yourself or how you feel about yourself. It's never good to place all of that in what someone else thinks of you. Because very often people will say things about you or feel certain ways about you, and they don't even know you. They don't understand you. They don't know the inner you. Okay. They've not spent enough time with you to know you. And people often judge books by their covers. So you can't just look at someone and say they're not worth anything. They're not worthy of respect because you don't know the person. And so that's why we should never do that. And, a lot of times, people spend their entire lives, some people sadly spend their entire lives worrying about what other people think and trying to live up to the expectations of others. When, like I told you in the motivational video, you have to worry more about how you feel about yourself. That's why it's called self-worth and self-esteem, not what other people think. So you can't always worry about that. Now, the benefits of self-worth, having a strong sense of self-worth. Now, this can help you with many facets in your life. When you believe you're deserving of good things, regardless of your circumstances, you may be more likely to ask for what you want, to get things done, and to nurture healthy relationships. Now, the following may be potential benefits of valuing yourself highly. So let's talk about some of these benefits. Let's talk about some of these benefits because some people, well, they absolutely don't think highly of themselves. And here's the thing. If you don't think highly of yourself, how do you expect anyone else to? Okay. So if you have a high opinion of yourself and you value yourself and have a good self-worth, well, one of the benefits is you can meet your needs as we work toward achieving our goals. Self-actualizing or simply living a healthy life. We typically have a running list of things that we must do or acquire. And so there are generally two ways to have your needs met. First of all, you can meet them yourself. Okay, to do that efficiently, you often must value yourself enough to justify putting in the effort to go after what you need. Okay? You can't just be a slacker. You can't be sitting here, oh, woe is me, all pessimistic and downtrodden with a sad sob story, acting like you're not worth it. Oh, I could go out here and try to get a better job, but what if nobody hires me? What if they don't think I'm qualified enough? What if I don't have any experience? Those type of things that some of us tell ourselves. The other way to meet your needs may be to work with others. Now, even when you meet your own needs, there may also almost always be someone else involved. However, it can be hard to ask for help if you don't believe that you deserve it. A high level of self worth can act as a signal to yourself that you're worthy of having your needs met. When you're in a relationship, for example, whether it's platonic, it's an intimate relationship, whatever, you absolutely should speak your mind, speak your truth. And, if it's something that the person may be offended by or they're not going to like, well, just be tactful at the end of the day. But if you need help, ask for it. I was always taught as a child that the only dumb question is the one that we don't ask. Pay attention. Now, you can solve problems confidently. Complications are likely going to arise in life, whether at work or at home or in your community. When you experience hardship, a healthy sense of self-worth may help you avoid feeling overwhelmed. With a positive self-image, you may be more likely to accept the challenges that life presents. You may be more confident in your abilities and comfortable with the possibility of making mistakes, knowing that no matter what happens, you will still have value as a person. Be more decisive. Now, without a positive self-concept, you may doubt your knowledge or your ability to judge certain situations and to choose the proper path. And see, that's not good, because then you allow other people to dictate the narrative of your own life. You let other people lead you down a road to destruction in some cases, because you have a lack of self-worth and low self-esteem, and you don't feel like you know which way to go or what to do and how to get there. So you listen to others, and that's good in some cases, because some people will tell you positive things and some people will guide you along the way, try to steer you in the right direction, like I try to do. But some people are going to be haters. And if they're not moving forward in life, if they're not doing anything productive and constructive, well, they don't want to see you do anything like that either. You see, some people are perfectly fine and happy with us as long as we stay on the same level as them. The moment you start to excel and go past them, and you're trying to do something different or be a whole different person, change your ways and be more righteous and be a kinder, more thoughtful, caring person, they're not trying to hear that. Who do they think they are? Oh, now you think you're too good for us all of a sudden? You see, that's the kind of mindset that you need to avoid, because see, everything sooner or later must change. You see, nothing ever stays the same. And it's up to us as individuals to always constantly be evolving. We're never at our best. Okay, no matter how good we get, we're never at our best, because guess what? There's always room for improvement. You can always do a little bit more, do something a little bit different, and get better. Now, you may worry about what may happen if you make the wrong choice, which can lead to indecisiveness and ineffectiveness. Well, don't worry about that. Try to make the best choice or decision that you think at the time. Because, of course, we all make bad decisions. We all have a lapse in judgment sometimes. We deal with people we shouldn't be dealing with, get in relationships we should have never been in. And then when people try to tell us, we don't want to hear it because we figure, oh, things will work out. I like this person. I'm going to try to stick it out. We do all sorts of things. At the end of the day, we do make bad decisions in some cases, but that's all part of life and learning at the end of the day. Nobody's going to make the right choices and decisions all the time. A sense of self-worth is often accompanied by confidence in your own abilities, which can help you choose the best course of action. Now, you can decide whether a low risk, minimum risk, or high risk option may be best in a specific situation. You can feel comfortable knowing that however it turns out, your life will still be valuable. Like, nobody's just going to write you off. At least people that care about you aren't. They're not going to write you off or just go in on you, because you made a bad choice or you did something in the wrong way. Maintain healthier relationships. Now, when you feel comfortable with who you are, you may be more open and honest with your loved ones. A high level of honesty can be vital to romantic partnerships as well. Communication is key, and comprehension as well. So, as well as work relationships, friendships, and family relations, it can also help your loved ones to see how highly you value yourself, which may translate into healthy respect on their part as well. Now, people don't tend to respect people who don't have respect for themselves. That's just what it is. Okay, now how to improve your self worth. Now, if you'd like to learn how to value yourself more highly, there may be several steps you can take to improve your self image. Okay, and we're going to talk about some of those because you can build your self worth, enhance your mental well being, and flourish. Okay, and start living the life that you want to live. One way is use affirmations. I tell you that all the time. Positive affirmations, positive self talk. Positive affirmations can be beneficial tools. One way to use affirmations when you're starting with low self esteem may be to may be to take them positive or to make them positive, but believable to you. Not just saying crazy stuff because it sounds good. Like I remember one time, one of my friends said, "Oh, I'm going to be a millionaire next year." Now that all sounds good on the surface, right? That sounds real good. I want to be a millionaire next year too. Where do we start? Where do we sign up at the end of the day? But this person was talking about being a millionaire, and then for that whole year, hold on, beloveds, I forgot I asked these people to help me. Hold on, beloveds, I forgot all about these people. Okay, so anyway, yeah, so my friend was talking about that they were going to be a millionaire by the next year and didn't do one single thing, and I mean not a single thing, to try to become a millionaire. I'm sorry, say what? So you want to be a whole millionaire, but you're not going to do anything to try to put the, get the ball rolling. You're not going to go out here and try to get a better job, work maybe more than two or three, maybe one more than one job, maybe two. You're not going to go out here and try to invest. I'm just saying, how do you become a millionaire? Not just from simply saying it. We do, in fact, create our own reality with our thoughts and actions. But let's not forget the part about actions. We could sit here and say, I'm going to do this, that, and the third. But hold on, beloveds. I'm still responding to this lady. And so anyway, you have to do something. You can't just say things and then expect they're going to happen. Oh, I'm going to get a great new job and I'm going to be making more money. But then you don't go out and put in one application or send out any resumes. You don't do any type of networking. Okay. You don't try to increase your level of experience at the job that you're already currently at. Just saying, how does that make sense? So people just say things sometimes and just don't even know, realize that they have to put actions to those words. You can't just be saying things and expect that it's going to all turn out that way. Ali said, I have a generator and when I got it, I was left at when I tried to get my own family at 51. Laverne said, I do affirmations realistically. That's right. Okay. Got to be realistic. Don't just be saying crazy stuff. Think this all going to occur. So now, when you're starting with low self-esteem or low self-worth, maybe to make your affirmations positive but believable to you. For example, if you want to get a job for which hundreds of people have applied, telling yourself you are going to get the job might seem overwhelming. Instead, you might use an affirmation like, I deserve to have a good job like this, and I'll keep trying until I get one. See, that's what you say. Or say, I am, because you know that whatever you say after I am, you will manifest if you continue to do it and believe it. Is your Chrome browser on the most recent update? I see your live. It may be limited to. Okay, I'm glad she sees I'm live. Hold on, beloveds. Okay, so I'm just telling her that I'm on a live. She says she can see I'm live, so she says I can't troubleshoot right now, but I basically just asked her if I could continue the conversation when I'm done with this live, so I don't have to keep interrupting myself. Okay, now, do what you love. Research suggests that having a sense of purpose can improve mental well-being. Pursuing your passions, whether at work, through hobbies, or by volunteering, can help you reinforce your sense of identity and boost your self esteem. For instance, someone who enjoys crafting may feel a greater sense of self sufficiency after finishing a project. Well, I know I do because I'm very crafty, okay? I love making things and creating things, specifically for other people more so than myself. And I always feel proud of myself and accomplished when I do a good job, which I always do a good job because I love when I do that. Okay. Now think about the things in life that matter most to you and determine how you can nurture those interests. Now, when you do something that you love, you will absolutely, it doesn't even feel like work. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't even feel like work. Eileen said, I like that, Queen. Thank you, beloved. Now, learn to take compliments. When we reject compliments, we're often diminishing our accomplishments and devaluing ourselves. You know why some people can't take compliments? Because they don't have a high self-worth. You know why some people are shy? Because they're insecure. Why are you insecure? Because you don't have a high self-worth and you don't have high self-esteem. People who are shy and people who can't accept compliments, those are people who usually tend to have a lot of insecurities. That's why you should always speak highly to children. You see, children who are shy, they often learn that from the way they've been spoken to. Makes them insignificant, makes them feel a little insecure, like people are not going to like them or not going to accept them. Now, that's not always the case, but that's usually the case. There's always exceptions to the rule. And so learn to take compliments. When we reject compliments, we are often diminishing our accomplishments and devaluing ourselves. Say that someone compliments you on a portrait that you painted. Instead of seeing it through their eyes, you might look at its flaws. You may focus on the eye color that you didn't quite get right or the hair that you drew that was too long. You may not accept the compliment because you may believe you don't really deserve it. Pessimistic mindsets again. That's what that is. Now, what happens when you allow yourself to see the painting through the eyes or through the eyes of the other person? Okay. When you do this, then you can kind of see why they are giving you the compliments. You suddenly can see what they're looking at. And so become aware of the things that you've done well in the portrait. You may now notice that you've made the mouth very expressive or captured the exact expression of the model. And other people look at things differently. We don't all look at things the same. So avoid criticizing yourself sometimes. Sometimes we're just so worried about being criticized that we criticize ourselves before anyone else has a chance to. Think back to the painting example that I just gave. Even without someone else's input, you can build your self-worth by looking at the good, both in how you've painted and in who you are, no matter how well that you paint. Now, remember that there can be a significant difference between identifying areas for improvement and criticizing yourself. See, you can know that you need to improve something or that you could do something better than you have previously done it without criticizing yourself, without getting upset with yourself or feeling, like you let yourself down. Negative self-talk is not really good. Okay. What do you get from it? You should always be speaking positively about yourself. And when you have things that are flaws and things you need to fix, you can still talk positively about that to yourself. I'm going to try to do this better. I'm going to do this. This is what I need to work on and focus on. And so I can get this up to par. Just say positive things. Encourage yourself positively, not through criticisms. And don't allow other people to constantly criticize you either. Okay, I call people like that haters. If somebody's not criticizing you for the constructive reason, giving you constructive criticism, something that is going to benefit you in the long run. And sometimes we don't want to hear constructive criticism. Sometimes we don't even want to hear it. At the end of the day, we already have our mind made up and feel like this is what it is right here. And then somebody comes along and says, well, you could actually make that better if you did this. Maybe you should take some of that off or whatever. When people are just, telling you things, sometimes you don't even want to hear it. But if you really pay attention and use common sense and your critical thinking skills, you can see when someone is trying to help you to do better and be better. rather than someone who's just hating and just trying to find flaws in whatever you're doing or saying. Somebody who just wants to see you fail or make you feel doubtful of yourself and your own abilities. So you just have to know the difference. Now, the first thing can be considered a problem. Okay, like if you're just constantly criticizing yourself. And the second often serves the purpose of leading you to perceive yourself poorly. And you don't want to do that. You walk around with your head down, feeling down on yourself, down and out. Well, other people are going to look at you like that too. Other people are going to look at you like you're downtrodden, or like you're somebody who's just, barely scraping by, like you're not, you're low vibrational. They're going to feel sorry for you. Do you want people to feel sorry for you, or do you want people to be pleased and thrilled by you? Now, find the good in yourself. When you experience a negative outcome, you can rebuild your self-worth by looking for the positives in the situation. You might feel like you're a bad parent because you missed your child's dance recital. But rather than defining yourself as a parent by that one instance, try to look for the more profound ways that suggest you're a good parent. Okay, now remember I told you all the story about that officer that I used to work with? Officer Gideon. I remember her name because it's a book in the Bible. Officer Gideon was always telling me a sad story. She was always so pessimistic and about herself. Never had anything good to say about herself. And it was interesting because I didn't know her from a can of paint. Now, I started working at her accounts, just to make a little bit of money in overtime back when I was in college. I wasn't always there. I would just come every now and then to do some overtime. So like the second week I worked there, this lady came up to me and asked me my name, introduced herself, and then asked me for my phone number and gave me hers. Now, I didn't see anything wrong with it, but I just thought it was kind of weird because I don't even know you, lady. But anyway, so she began to call me on a regular basis. And I know I told you all this story, but she would call me and always telling me a sob story. Oh, my baby daddy. This is literally a story she told me one day. Oh, my baby daddy says that I'm a terrible mother. And he just says I'm a bad mother and he should take the kids from me because I'm no good and this and that. And I'm like, well, why would he say you're a bad mother? She said, because I missed my kids' doctor's appointment. The twins had a doctor's appointment. I missed it because I overslept or whatever, right? I said, so you missed the appointment. That doesn't mean you're a bad mother. I said, all you have to do is call and reschedule it. People miss appointments all the time. And so then the next time I talk to her, she's telling me something about herself, oh, I'm this and I'm that, just talking down on herself. So I started thinking in my mind that this woman clearly has low self-esteem and a low self-worth. So let me just say something motivational, inspirational, and encouraging to make her feel better about herself. So I started telling her positive things about herself just from the short time that I'd known her, just things that I could see, right? So I started telling her things about herself or whatever to try to make her feel better and encourage her. Well, the next time she called me, she's telling another sob story. And so then I try to tell her some more positive things. Then the next time she called me, she's still telling another sob story. So at this point, I began to realize that this lady, she doesn't want my positive she doesn't want my positivity. What she wants is to be a psyche vampire. Yeah, that's it. She wants to be a whole psyche vampire. She wants to sit here and dump all this negative energy on me. And then she wants to bog me down with her own BS, right? And just drain me of my energy. Because I'm always upbeat and positive for the most part, Eileen said, I remember that, Queen. Yes. So I'm sitting there thinking, she's not going to keep doing this to me. Because I'll be in a happy-go-lucky mood and just feeling good. And she'll call me, oh, I just feel, I'm just so ugly and I don't like myself and all this so sad stuff. Honey, I don't have time for it, honey. I don't have time for it. Now, I already tried to make you feel better about yourself. I tried to encourage you, motivate, inspire. I've always been good at trying to uplift people's spirits. But at the end of the day, Claudette said, I know someone like that too. Okay. Miss Hotel said, nope. Let me tell y'all something about Mr. Hotel. One thing about Mr. Hotel, I love talking to Mr. Hotel because anytime, I don't care what's going on, honey, the sky could be falling. If I call Mr. Hotel's like, hey, how you doing? Mr. Hotel is always high vibrational, always in a good, happy-go-lucky mood. I love it. That gives me life. When somebody's always so positive, high vibrational. I love talking to people like that. Because even if I call him and I'm feeling a little bit down about something that might be going on with me, I might not be having the best day. As soon as I call Mr. Hotel and he answers that phone, I'm going to crack up laughing because he is something else. And that's the kind of people that I like to engage with. I don't like talking to people who are always pessimistic, got a sob story to tell. They got 1,001 problems, okay? They got 99 problems and high self-esteem ain't one. Please pay attention. I don't have time for it. I don't have time for it because we all have problems. Okay, we all have problems that we can be working on. So I'm trying to deal with my own. Now, I'll help you with yours to a certain degree, but I don't have time to listen to your problems day in and day out. Okay? At some point, stop talking about your problems and start looking for solutions. Okay? I need you to find solutions, not make excuses, beloved. And so finally, I had to just tell this young lady, I said, listen, at the end of the day, I don't mind, listen to your problems sometimes, but beloved, you call me on a regular just being negative and pessimistic, and I can't deal with it. I said, I'm a very high vibrational person. Miss Hotel said, yes, I love talking to you too, Queen. Thank you, beloved. Okay, I'm like, I am not a negative person. I try to be high vibrational and positive. I try to see, the gold at the end of the rainbow, the silver lining at the end of every dark cloud. I said, but you're always calling me with this negative stuff, and I try to encourage you, and it doesn't do any good. I said, I'm going to need you to do this. I need you to stop calling me. Don't call me again until you have something positive to say about yourself. Do not call me again until you have something positive to say about yourself. So she hung up the phone. I didn't hear from her for 3 weeks, almost a month. But when she called me back, you can best believe she was not talking about. We had a regular conversation for the first time. And I started telling her, honey, your last name is Gideon. Please go read that book of the Bible, honey. Maybe you'll learn something. So I didn't have time for it. Now, here's the thing. When you're doing positive affirmations and things like that, positive self-talk, use I am, okay? When you use I am phrases, you're often putting, yourself into a place where you start to manifest things. Now, however, some people think that you should be careful when you use I am because they say you're often putting limits on yourself, particularly if you're redefining yourself in a negative way. Instead of labeling yourself, try labeling the behavior or thoughts that are concerning you. Rather than saying, I am bad at solving problems, you might say, that idea wasn't quite right. And yes, absolutely. So when I'm telling you to use I am, use it when you're speaking positively about yourself, not negatively. Because let's not forget, when you say I am, anything you say after that, you will absolutely manifest if you continue to do so. And try to find something good, even if things are going wrong. Maintain your attitude of gratitude. Be grateful for whatever you have and don't harp on the things that you don't have because those things will come. All you have to do is manifest, create your own reality through speaking positively, meditation, and gaining, love, more love and peace for your inner self and being in tune with the Most High in the universe. Now, some things are life lessons. And if you can learn from your mistakes, then you'll be less likely to repeat them. All right, please pay attention. So, Kenyatta said, gratitude is the best mood. Absolutely. That Crazy Beach Air said, we needed to hear this today, Queen. Thank you, beloved. And so with that all being said, I want you to always practice your positive affirmations, your positive self-talk. Do this every day. Laverna said you're in a meditation group each Wednesday. Okay, that's really good. Yes, and that's good. Every now and then I'll engage in a meditation group. They have some online that I'll get into. They have a specific time. I forget the name of it, but it's like a universal meditation that they do like once a year. Have any of you ever gotten into that? They have it like once every year. It started back in the 70s. And then someone told me about it a few years ago. So I try to tune into that whenever they have it. But anyway, just practice your positive self-talk, your affirmations, and try to stay in a positive mindset and don't let people, discourage you. people will try to hinder you on your spiritual journey. People try to hold you back and hold you down, especially, like I said, when you're soaring past them and they're stagnant, stuck in the same predicament that they've been in, and they haven't changed one bit. And see, here's the thing. If you see someone that you knew in high school, for example, and now here we are decades later, and they're still acting childish, or still just as ridiculous as we all used to be back in high school when we thought we knew something and didn't know much. But if they're still acting like that, they haven't learned anything. And you don't have time for that. Okay? You don't have time for that. Juju said, I needed my spiritual vitamin. All right. Shout out to you, Juju. Okay, so now I have a couple of videos I want you all to see briefly, and then I'm out of here. And your next, your premiere is going to be started at 4:30. Okay, that's a repeat, but you may want to brush up on it if you have, and some of you may not have even seen it. And so also another thing, I was a little bit late today getting this live started because I was actually talking to someone that I was trying to schedule to come on here and do a collab with me for the higher frequency members. Okay, because I haven't given you all an interview in a minute. So we're going to get some interviews popping. Okay, we're going to get some interviews back popping. I'm going to have God Asir back on here. I was on his radio show last week. I think it aired last Wednesday because I recorded it. We recorded it like the week before. And I think it aired last Wednesday. I'm sorry, I forgot to tell you all. But, and it was good. We talked about thought culture. And, you know, I had some things to say about Sukiana and Sexy Red, but, or not so Sexy Red as I call her. But yeah, so we were talking about thought culture and how it affects our community and Black women and things like that. So anyway, I'll get him to send it to me, send me the audio. And so I'll play that on a live maybe so you all can hear it. Okay, so now let me pull up these videos.
Do the right thing while you're still hurting. When you're good to other people while you're hurting yourself, that's when you're growing spiritually. When everything is up and rosy and you're feeling good and getting your prayers answered and a lot of great things happening to you, that's wonderful. We enjoy that, but you don't grow spiritually during those times. You enjoy the growth that you've already had during difficulty.
That's absolutely right. Okay. That's how you know you're growing spiritually. When you stop wanting to be, you know, vindictive and revengeful, and you just say, you know what, I'm not even going to entertain them. Yes, you're growing spiritually. Okay. Mr. Hotel said, oh, yes, Queen, we love your collabs. Thank you, beloved. Alice said she had some friends that she had to drop because they were stuck in the same mindset for years. Yes. Sometimes you have to just let people go. See, everyone is not meant to follow you or go with you as you travel along your spiritual journey. Some people, unfortunately, we're going to have to leave them behind. And then maybe one day they'll come around and catch up, and then we can deal with them. But in the meantime, in between time, as we're embarking upon our own spiritual journey and trying to become more in tune and raising our levels of consciousness, we don't have time for naysayers. We don't have time for people who are energy vampires trying to suck us, drain us dry of our energy. We don't have time for people who want to look at the negative and never think about the positive. We don't have time for people who constantly harp on problems rather than looking and searching for solutions. We don't have time for it because those people will hinder you and hold you back. It's like tying concrete cinder blocks to your feet and jumping in the ocean. You're going to sink. Okay? You're going to sink. Jonah said, thank you again. You're welcome, beloved. Thank you. Okay? Now let me share this next video.
Who needs to hear this? But burning sage and meditating don't make you more spiritual. Going vegan don't make you more spiritual. Listening to Erica Badu, Lauryn Hill don't make you more spiritual. Doing tarot readings don't make you more spiritual. Replacing I with I as in EYE don't make you more spiritual. Walking in grass barefoot and hugging trees don't make you more spiritual. Dressing a certain way and wearing all types of crystals, jewelry don't make you more spiritual. The list goes on and on, but I'm gonna stop there. You can do all those things and still be a shitty person. That don't automatically rank you above everyone else. The real question is, are you doing the inner work? Are you healing your trauma? Are you learning who you are? Are you releasing and unlearning toxic patterns and behaviors? Are you loving yourself? Are you letting go of fear? Are you letting go of ego and focusing on being compassionate towards others? That might ruffle a lot of feathers, but somebody has to say it.
That's right. Somebody had to say it. Wise young lady. Okay. And everything she said is absolutely true. All right. You're welcome, Eileen, beloved. Absolutely. Nancy X said, Queen, this was fire. Thank you, beloved. Now I have one more video for you all to see. Laverne said, what if you live with people not going with you? Let me tell you something, honey. That's a good question. Because what do you do? Because those people are in your space. They're sharing a space with you. So what do you do when you have people that are in your space who are not going with you on a spiritual journey? They may not be spiritual at all, and they may have a negative energy while you have a positive. And sometimes if you're not careful, their energy will rub off on you, because at the end of the day, energy is contagious. So how is that going to work? Well, I'm going to tell you how it's going to work. If you live in a place where you have negative people, it would behoove you to not engage them in their nefariousness, in their negativity. For example, if they come in the house, complaining, just all upset, mad, and angry, and then they want to take it out on you, they may want to start fussing at you or start trying to argue with you about something, because that's what devils do. They may want to start arguing with you or picking at you or pointing out something that you have a flaw with or something you did or didn't do. And at the end of the day, don't feed into it. That's what you do with people like that. You don't feed into it. When they're being cordial and they're being positive or just being regular, okay, you can talk to them or whatever, have a conversation, engage. But when they're being negative and trying to start mess or trying to just be dumping all of their problems on you, don't engage. Try to tell them some words of encouragement and keep it moving. Do not let them disrupt your peace, because anything that disrupts your peace is too expensive. Okay? That's what you do. Jonah said, I just pay no mind to them. That's absolutely right. Don't feed into it. You don't have to be nasty or rude, but do everything with tact. And, just stay to yourself. Go off and go meditate. You know what, beloved? You can tell them, you know what, beloved? I'm going to go lay down for a minute, or I'm going to go meditate. I need to go say my positive affirmations. They're probably going to look at you like you crazy. She's going to say what now? Positive affirmations. At the end of the day, people go through things in life and everybody's not ready to be where you are. And in that way, in that situation, then you just have to leave them where they are and just deal with them from a distance. Okay? Don't let them steal your peace. Now I'm going to play this last video.
Food for thought. Healing is not about fixing the things that are wrong with you. And I already told y'all that the only thing that's wrong with you is that you think incorrectly about yourself. Healing is about removing the walls that you have put up that block you from your light. If you put the walls up, you can decide to take them down. Healing is about becoming free. Healing is about removing the shackles, removing the walls, deciding to let go so that you can walk through your life with unwavering confidence and self-esteem.
That's what it's all about, healing yourself, okay, and being positive so you can have high self-esteem and value yourself so that you have good self-worth. And here's the thing, when you have high self-esteem and you have a high opinion of yourself, you will be the kind of person who doesn't let other people bring you down. Other people can't talk down on you and make you feel bad about yourself. See, you all realize how when I'm on the other channel, and I would get these people, just haters, mad at me because I was exposing people or whatever, and they didn't like what I was saying. And so they want to try to talk down on me, talk about my eyes or whatever, just saying little things. That stuff doesn't bother me, you see, because I know who I am. And I know that it doesn't matter what they think. It only matters what I think and what the Most High thinks. And as long as I know that I'm doing the work that the Most High is pleased with, well, you can't tell me nothing. Okay, you can sit there and talk about me and my looks or whatever, how I speak or whatever you want to talk about. That's not going to stop me from being who I am and doing what I do, because I know who I am. Nobody defines me. I define myself. And that's how each of you should feel. You don't let Miss Hotel said #Jag the devil. Yes. Okay. You don't allow people to paint fictitious narratives of you that make you feel bad about yourself. You don't let people tell your story when you're right there to tell it for yourself. You don't let people talk down on you so that you feel bad and start second guessing yourself and start doubting yourself and your abilities, because that's just haters. When people want to tell you something that's going to benefit you, they do it tactfully with constructive criticism. Constructive criticism comes off tactfully, doesn't come off like disrespect, doesn't come off like, oh, I should be offended. When things come off that way, that's exactly what it is. When someone tells you, oh, no offense, but, or no shade, or no disrespect, well, that's exactly what they're about to do. They're about to shade you. They're about to offend you, okay? And they're about to disrespect you. So you already know where that's going. So just tell them to save that for themselves. I don't really need to hear it. Okay. If you have to preface your speaking points, your talking points to me with, oh, no disrespect. Like the young lady, if you all remember on the other channel, if you remember when the person said that my locks looked pale, you all remember that? Oh, but no shade though, she says. It was all shade. No shade, but all shade. Okay, that's what it was. Now, if she wanted to tell me, and I said this on the live, I said, if you wanted to tell me something, you know, as constructive criticism, I don't have any problem with constructive criticism, none whatsoever. But you could have sent me a text. I'm not a text. You could have sent me an email. You could have sent me a message in my DMs, but you said it in a chat because you were throwing shade clearly and you wanted to try and embarrass me. Okay, and now you can miss me with it, because you can say whatever you want to say about the queen, honey, but the queen knows who she is. And so sit down somewhere is all I got to say. Okay. Thank you, Eileen Beloved, for your contribution to the channel. Peace, love, and blessings. I appreciate you. Okay. And some of these people, they want to talk down on you, try to make you feel bad about yourself. Now, why would they do that? Well, they would do that because some people just don't like the fact that you're doing good. They don't like the fact that you're a happy person full of positivity and positive energy. So they want to bring you down. That's what some people do. Laverne said, I'm not weak, just about to cuss them out. Oh, don't curse them out, honey. See, here's the thing. This is why you don't curse them out. I'm going to tell you why. Because I used to be quick to curse somebody out until I started working on myself. And you see, the thing is this. When you're trying to be a positive person and move forward in life, doing the right things and the righteous things and being more spiritually in tune, the devil's going to send all types of people at you. Okay, they can come to you in the form of fake friends, family members, even whoever. But those people will try to provoke you sometimes. They will purposely do and say things to trigger you, to get you upset, so that you can curse them out or get mad and go off and act out of character, that they can say, ha, yeah, she ain't that spiritual. Ha, talk about she living right and she's so in tune. No, she ain't. She's just as low vibration as I am. That's the trick of the enemy, and that's what people do. So don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. I'm not going to sit there and argue with you and sink to low vibrational levels. That's what we're not going to do. And speaking of low vibrational levels, I just said what's actually on one of my shirts. So I made some new designs for my spread shop, okay, for the spiritual channel. And one of them is, I don't sink to low vibrational levels, okay? And it's got like a floating device on it, you know, like one of those donuts you use when you swim. So I've got some spiritual designs that I'm going to be posting tonight. I've already made them like a week ago, and I just forgot to add them to the spread shop. So you all will be able to purchase those soon. Okay. Thank you, Orange Moon, for your donation, beloved. Peace, love, and blessings. I appreciate you all. Okay. So with that all being said, don't let people knock you off your square, because like Mr. Hotel said in the chat earlier, misery loves company. Some people are not happy with themselves and their life and what's going on with them, so they don't want to see you happy. I had a person, and this is a person that I know very well, have known them for years. When they're doing bad, they don't want to see anybody doing good. If you're doing good while they're doing bad, they don't want to hear about it. Went off on their own family member one day because they were having a difficult time with finances, and the family member called them talking about they were going on a trip. And they were like, oh, don't call me, tell me, brag about your trip when you know I'm over here struggling, I'm effed up. Then they called me and told me that they said this to their family member. I said, why would you say that? First of all, she wasn't bragging. She was probably just excited and wanted to share that with you. But see, a person who's miserable, some of these people want you to be miserable too. Now, if I'm going through something and I feel miserable, which is rare, but if I'm going through something and I'm not feeling so happy, I don't want anybody else to be unhappy. I'm too busy figuring out how to get myself back happy, figuring out how to get myself back on track. I'm not sitting here saying, oh man, I'm mad, I'm feeling bad. I want everybody to be feeling down. Now, who does that? Devils do that. That's who. Okay, devils and the haters. At the end of the day, that's right, Kathy B. You said it, beloved haters. Miss Hotel said that's terrible. It sure is. Okay. So with that all being said, I'm going to conclude this broadcast. Don't you all forget that the premiere video starts at 4:30 p.m. Okay. I love you all to life. I appreciate all of you. Thank you for the super chats and thank you for the cash apps that you all send. I really appreciate you all. And we're going to have a good time tomorrow because it's not only Trivia Fridays, but it's going to be Family Feud. Okay, we're going to have fun on here. So anyway, you all enjoy the rest of this beautiful evening. Each one teach one. That's how we grow and thrive. Do something constructive, productive, but never destructive. And always remember, beloveds, to keep the Most High first in your lives. Peace. And you're all welcome